huge question in the sense that there are many truths. Are we talking about the ultimate reality? Or are we talking about the truth of a situation or a circumstance? Because I believe there are circumstantial truths and there are spiritual truths. I believe that our circumstances change so much that a lot of things that we take as truths end up becoming falsehoods later on in life as we go through. Spiritual truths are lasting. So, for example, some will say that God is the only real truth, that presence that binds the universe, that's between every atom, that's truth, but we can't perceive that truth. What we can perceive is you standing there, me sitting here, a conversation. This is a certain type of truth. Or I can perceive that someone loves me. I say, okay, it's true. She loves me. But in her mind, it may not be true. She may not love me. So that truth is circumstantial. So I think we need to really define what we mean when we start talking about truth, and being true to oneself. Are we being true to our spiritual definition of truth? Or are we being true to our circumstantial definition of truth? In a circumstantial way, yes. In a spiritual way, no. I believe that spiritually, it just is. There's a force that binds this universe. Whether you choose to call it, somebody might choose to call it one name, this person might choose to call it that name. We might choose to call gravity, as an example, by many different names. It's still gravity. Still has the same effect. It's not based on how we feel, what we think, how we came up, our experience. That has nothing to do with it. They call it a law. Or some people in some groups call it an actual fact. Because you have facts, but then they have what they call actual facts. Gravity is consistent. It's not based on, like I say, the circumstances of what's going on around here. Whether or not the weather, okay, gravity doesn't work today because it's a cloudy day outside. As opposed to us. Okay, I don't feel good today. Or this person is normally happy, but because it's a dreary day, they're not happy now. So you can't really say this is a happy person. You know what I'm saying? If it's going to be based on the circumstances that they have, Well, this person is rich. This person is wealthy. Okay, based on what? How much money they have. Okay, so now they lose their money. That they're not wealthy anymore. Circumstantial stuff again. You know what I'm saying? I think to have any type of truth to who you are on either level, you have to have a definition of who you are. You have to define for yourself who you are. And I think a lot of times we let circumstances and other people define for us who we are. And once again, because those circumstances are changing a lot, our perception of what truth is, or trying to stay true to something that's constantly changing, that's very hard to do. So I think one of the first things you have to do is sit down and say, okay, what is it I really enjoy? What am I really in tune with? What am I really in harmony with? What really hits me at my core that makes me feel complete or whole as a human or as a spiritual being, whichever level that you're looking at it on. And then living as accurately and as consistently to that as possible. To me, that's the only way that you can start to even look at being true to yourself. Now, once you have that set up, once you say, okay, this is who I am, then it's just a matter of putting a bunch of processes in place to keep you on a path, because here you are, or here most of us are, we've been raised in this, like I said, this ever-changing circumstantial environment. So our tendencies, our habits are to float back towards or gravitate back towards the circumstances, these changing conditions. We're in the habit of being at a constant state of flux and in a constant state of not understanding who we are and how to stay true, because we don't know what we are. So it's like this big chase going around. Okay, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? How do I stay true to who I am? Okay, right now I'm this. Okay, I'm not that. How do I stay true to this? Well, I'm not really that. How do I stay true to? How do you stay true to what? Define for yourself who you are and stop and just stick with it. At least give it a year. Go through a year or so. Just to say, all right, I'm going to stick with this. Or if that's too long, give it a week. Give it a day. Today I am this person. I'm going to go with how I see myself right now. I'm not going to add anything else. This is it. I don't care how much information comes in or what somebody says I need to get rid of. I'm going to stay right here with this for a day, a week, something like that, whatever works for you. And start to live that out. Start to experience that and see if it's really who you are, if you really like that, if you're really feeling that. And if so, then you stick with it. If not, then you start to add things or take things away from it. But you have to have the definition, though. And so there's a certain time period of defining that you need to go through, that you need to say, okay, what am I? Let me try this. Let me take this in. Let me throw this out. Let me go back and forth. But once you get that, once you got some type of, I say, a good 85% picture of who you are, go with it.